I'm going to start working every day to make my life better and do that for the purpose of making the lives of others better. It's not about me, 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 me. It's got to be, I'm going to go through me to you. That's what I'm trying to do here. Self-reflecting, self-awareness, trying to be connected with who you really, really are, owning who you are, and sharing that shamelessly with those around you, and doing it for the purposes of others so they can do the same. And it has to happen within our body language, in our eyes, in our words, in our tone, in our ability to forgive people, in our ability to hold ourselves accountable, in our ability to be grateful. These are the things we have to do to get through this horrible time. So in honor of Black History Month, I wanted to do some posts about DEI and Black history and all of the things surrounding the African American experience. Another reason why Black History Month is important is because if you didn't talk about it, people wouldn't know we did it. There are people that believe that African Americans have contributed nothing to the world. What? Yes! I was watching or listening to something and this person called in and said, Black people haven't contributed anything in the world. We're useless. I guess that helps this person's life make sense, but let's check out a few things that I found that came directly from Black people. Okay. The mailbox, 1891, Philip Downing. Traffic light, 1922, Garrett Morgan. Automatic gear shift, 1932, Richard Spikes. Clothes dryer, 1892, George Sampson. So imagine that. 30 years after slaves were free, he's inventing the clothes dryer. Automatic elevator doors, 1887, Alexander Miles. Should I go on? I think I will. Folding chairs, 1889, John Purdy. Gas heating furnace, Alice H. Parker, a woman. Golf tee. So all of these country clubs that are about golf that said that Black people couldn't come in there, a Black man in 1899 invented the golf tee. Modern toilet. Those come in handy, don't they? Thomas Elkins, 1872. Home security systems, a woman. Mary Van Britten Brown in 1966. This list goes on and on and on. From the potato chip and thermostat to touch-tone telephones and super soakers. People. The idea that everyone hasn't contributed in some way to humanity is absurd. And we have to change the narrative. That, okay, you can believe what you want to believe because it helps your life make sense, but in truth, we are all part of this. We are all in the same fishbowl. We are all trying to navigate these waters as best we can. And what's really, really fascinating to me, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, America is one of the most powerful countries in the world, maybe the most powerful, maybe the richest, because, and I'm going to go there, because it was built from the inside out for 400 years on the backs of slaves who were kidnapped, tortured, mutilated, experimented upon, and put to work until they dropped dead for 400 years for free. That's my ancestry. I'm going to say that again. They figured out that they could have people doing the job that they didn't want to do for free. And so all the money they made selling their products, sugarcane to cotton, made people really, really rich. So some of the people alive today who have their empires of old money are because they had free labor. While some people were inventing the camera, the car, the airplane, science, all of the incredible inventions of our time, we were in the fields doing the jobs that they didn't want to do. So, out of that awful balance came America. And I don't think there's a way to actually fix this, but the first step is to acknowledge it happened. And it's too bad. Kind of like surviving an injury. We survived, and now we know better. We know that that does not work. So let's not bring ourselves back to a place where this can happen again. And that's what's happening. And I'm proud that people lived long enough for me to be born, surviving the ugliest of humanity, the absolute ugliest. And it still goes on today. Not necessarily slavery in the classic sense, but if you ask me, the prison system is just modern slavery. It's heartbreaking. And it's not going to help to feel guilty about it. It's not going to help to feel bad about it. And you're not protecting your children by not teaching them about it. They have to know what happened. They have to know how we got here so that they don't repeat it. When I think about my great-great-grandmothers, Rebecca on my mom's side and Mary Alice on my dad's side, how different my life might have been had they been paid for their work. Had everyone in their family, if their ancestors for 400 years was paid for their work, what kind of businesses might I have inherited? What kind of money might I have inherited? What kind of power and belonging I might have inherited? That's deep, right? That the importance of Black History Month is acknowledging the people walking around that are Black. Those of us who are direct descendants of slaves are survivors. They are survivors carving a life out for ourselves in a world that would rather send us off to sea. And I don't want to get too controversial because I want to keep the conversation open. But when you watch Black people walking around today, people like me, existing in traditionally white spaces, it's a big deal. Because we climbed our way there by being brilliant. You had to be better than anyone else to be in the room. Even still, sometimes, even with all that we do, people look at you and go, how'd you get here? Babe, I got here by hard work, boo-boo. That's how I got here. I mean, you can feel the tone. You can feel the energy. You can see the body language. You can hear the words. And they don't even know they're doing it. But they're looking at you like, you don't belong here. So how'd you get here? I guess we let you in. Oh, it's horrible. This is what happens. This is why it's important for us to continue to be open to the stories. And I'm not talking about reparations. I'm talking about just acknowledging that it happened and reconciling that people walking around who survived that should be honored. And our history should be honored. Our contribution should be clear and honored. And all of that should be taught in school. I had to become a grown man before I learned about Tulsa. I did not know about Tulsa. And if you don't know about Tulsa, that's a whole other conversation. It is a horrible, horrible story that people survived that never went tended to. I always wondered why the slaves didn't revolt. And I became an adult during Black History Month and found out, oh, slaves did revolt. There are incredible stories of people burning down plantations and marching and fighting and unfortunately getting hanged for it. But slaves did revolt. Slaves did fight back. We come from a powerful line of people that survived the worst of American history. I don't think it's going to be helpful to get angry. I could be very angry. We can all be very, very angry. I'd rather, again, do this through love. To love each other, understand each other, get to know each other better, respect each other, be empathetic to each other. Wouldn't it be great that when you walk into a room, everyone knew that you were the person that thought, when they come in the room, I feel like I belong. That can happen. We can try to do that every day. So I challenge you to make a commitment to yourself and to everyone around you that you will keep perpetuating your version of DEI, which I consider kindness, empathy, respect, curiosity, belonging, and most of all, love. If we just look for love, we will find it. When you're looking into the eyes of someone you don't agree with, look for love in their eyes. You will see it there. You will see the wounded child they are throwing their darts at you, projecting their pain at you. That's what's happening. And if you can find it in your place to give them that moment and understand them the same way you'd want them to do for you, that's where we start. And it is not easy. What I'm asking is not like taking a walk in the park. It's like looking in the mirror and seeing what is going on and saying, I'm going to change this today. That's what it means. I'm going to start working every day to make my life better and do that for the purpose of making the lives of others better. It's not about me. It's got to be, I'm going to go through me to you. That's what I'm trying to do here. Self-reflecting, self-awareness, trying to be connected with who you really, really are, owning who you are, and sharing that shamelessly with those around you, and doing it for the purposes of others so they can do the same. That's why we're here. And we can do that, we might get somewhere. Because I'm not going to believe we're going down like this. I'm not going to believe that we're going to go into another war, a third world war, where millions and millions die and millions have a worse life so that a few people can be rich and powerful. We're not going to do that again, right? We cannot do that again. And it starts in here. That's where it starts. I'm challenging you to look inside and love it, all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And share it shamelessly. The most personal is the most universal. The more authentic you are and the more you share of your true self, the more others will do the same. It really, really works. As I unveil in front of you right now, I want to believe you can do this too. I know you want to. That's why you're watching. It's pretty clear it's not going to come from our politicians. There's a group that have gotten in power who want to stay in power, and it's all about power. And they're going to make everyone the other, and it's the negativity and the fighting and the hate. The incredible, brazen, in-your-face hate that is the most shocking. And I'm not going to believe we're going down like that. I just refuse to believe that. I believe that each individual human being can decide we're not going down that path. We're going down the path of love and light. That's where we're going. Are you coming with me? That's what we should be saying. And it has to happen within our body language, in our eyes, in our words, in our tone, in our ability to forgive people, in our ability to hold ourselves accountable, in our ability to be grateful. These are the things we have to do to get through this horrible time. And I would be willing to bet it's not as horrible as we think. It's just that what sells is what we're clicking on, and that's negativity. So join the channel. Give me your ideas in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, all of those things. Do that. And let's spread the word of love and light, belonging, celebration, Black history, everybody's history. We're going to share this in the most respectful, loving, and kind way. That's what I'm asking. Can we do that? Yes, we can. I'll see you there.